What up, what up, what up, what up, people? It's week 10. That's right, you heard me. Week 10. 5 plus 5 is 10. Whatever the numbers are. Doesn't matter, man. But your boys are back. The three-man crew, the wrecking crew, the most dangerous podcast on the planet, destroying the internet. It's your boy, your ace, Mitch Aber, COVID-free. We're killing it. Got my man downstairs. Just the greatest dude in the world. What's up, man? What's up, Wes?
What's going on, fellas? Another week, week 10 in the books. Geez, good game by you. You beat me. I need a little bit more magic from Kyler Sunday night. But you got it. Good victory. Nothing more to say about that.
The smiling co-host, man, he's back. You got the fresh cut lined up. You see it? It's there. No hat this week. My man G, what's going on, baby?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Had a somewhat good week in football. You know, it was a great week of football overall. Some good games, some entertaining games, some very terrible games. Like last night's game was pretty bad, but other than that, it was great. It was great to get a victory against Wes also, you know, in our fantasy. So move from 7th to 3rd.
Yeah,
you know, I saw that.
That's a leapfrog if it's ever been, you know.
Yo, that gut of the league is just like just going back and forth, man. Yeah. Everybody playing each other.
And that's the thing. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I mean, even like my position where I'm at, I fell pretty hard. But I win the next 3 weeks in a row. I can make a little leap if I if the chips fall right. But we're gonna get into it today, man. We're gonna change up a little bit as we always do. Like we told you, we're evolving, people. We're gonna just jump into. It was an exciting week of football. It was good. But we got a lot to talk about. We got other things to talk about. We want to keep it all fantasy here. But first, I got a major announcement to make. As I've said a few weeks ago, we're going to be giving out the No Mammies, right? We're big time here, man. We got an award show going.
Show.
We're going to give it out for a lot of different categories. 3 of us going to come together and just kind of, put together these categories. A lot of them for the league, for most points and stuff like that. But one of the most important ones you could win is guest host of the week. So we got some killers up there. I mean, we got the Smoking Man Marshall. He did his thing. Lewis, week 1. We had Butch on here. So what we're gonna do is the next 2 weeks we're gonna have 2 more special guests. I don't know who they're gonna be. We're gonna send the emails out, send the invites out. We'll talk to some agents, see what we got going on, and then and bring them on, and then we're gonna make our decision. So stay tuned.
Hold on, Mitch. And if you haven't been on the show and you want to be nominated, get on the show.
It's that simple. It's that simple. I mean, you want to win the No Mammy. You can't win a No Mammy if you're not in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple. So we're gonna kick. As we're gonna do. Our favorite segment. The Are You Serious? And it's a special one tonight because. Kind of a blended one, but he's gonna. Let's just say it's a blended one. But when one of the guys has a little extra, he wants to chuck in there. Mine, I'm gonna go. I know I'm gonna piss off a lot of people when I say this, but mine's gonna be. It's gonna hit home for a lot of certain type of people. But we'll get into that a little bit. But just as regular show, we're about to pop it off. We'll just skim through it. Obviously, to me, the best game was because of the ending was the Buffalo Bills Cardinals game. I mean, just both those quarterbacks. Shout out to Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, man. Just giving their all, man. They just put it all out there. So you can't really blame anyone but the defenses. But you got to knock that ball down, man. I'm sorry. I mean,
dude, I left when Josh Allen threw it to Diggs. I left. I just went upstairs. It's like 7:15. I'm like, let me go make some dinner. Next thing I know, I'm turning on Sunday night, NBC, and they're like highlights. I'm like, no.
Low lights.
No.
Right.
I left too early.
Well,
no.
I think the thing that got me about that the most was,
dude, it was like 30 seconds left in that game.
Well, first of all, shout out to D Hop. I mean, he had a really good game to begin with.
That was a great throw to him, kind of.
Oh, that was perfect. I mean, he dropped it on a dime.
Just letting it go.
But here's what it's not like he didn't like in essence of Monday Night Football. He didn't moss anybody. He didn't like go over anybody.
Oh, I think he
Well,
lost about 2 people.
He lost
He
three
lost some
people.
people.
But
Three people.
his hands were just right there, like he put him in the
For
most
one,
perfect position.
he posted somebody up behind him.
Yeah,
Well, that's what
Then
he
had
did.
somebody on his right, and then there was like a safety or something coming towards him.
Does he
So
have a
he
basketball
mossed
background?
people.
Does he have a basketball background? D-Hop?
no, I don't believe so.
No, he
Because I
probably
mean,
just, I think
because
he
the
got
way
the
that
best hands in the league, though.
but I'm
Him
just
and
saying, the way that
Julio.
he posted up those guys, it was just very impressive.
He's
Shout out to
just a ball hawk, man. D-Hop is a ball hawk. Ball's in the air. He knows how to
get to it.
find the area where it's at,
Uh-huh.
put his hands up, and make a play, man. He's been doing it his whole career, so not surprised.
No, not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. There's it's the
Also,
NFL.
the Patriots game was pretty good, man. I mean, Cam played decent.
Yeah,
Lamar struggled again.
yeah, no, that was I'll tell you the game that really surprised me, and because I know that he was going to get pressure, was Russell Wilson again, man. He had a very pedestrian kind of game. I mean,
Well, they said he's like, I think they said something about him like against the zone. He's not doing too well against the zone.
Okay.
For some reason, I read that somewhere.
But-
like he's not like I don't know. He's like trying to force that tight window, and the zone. They're just kind of everywhere. No one's checking man to man.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
think that guy's open, and then you don't throw it hard enough, and it gets picked off. That's what happened several times to him.
Well, and that's the thing. The team, you can play the zone, but you got to execute the zone. So shout out to Sean McVay and the Rams for doing that. There was a lot of weather-affected games. Your game, the Browns game. They had swirling winds again. The Bengals game in Pittsburgh, they had bad weather. Just terrible freaking weather. So those are factors. I think for me, I'd rather see, massive amounts of snow and cold and rain compared to that wind. That wind is torturous, dude.
I mean, it's just hard to throw the ball. It's hard to kick
Yeah.
a field goal. I mean, for example, like in the Cleveland game, they're right on a lake, and that lake is like an ocean. The 5 Great Lakes. That thing is huge. So you got all that wind. You're literally right on the water. You jump out of the stadium, and you might be able to dive right into the lake, dude. That's how close it is.
Well, and so that that did, like we say, just caused a lot of problems this week. Shout out to Tua, got a pretty decent game. He I think he put over 20 points up on fantasy. We'll go over that a little bit. But yeah, man, let's. I'm excited, man. I'll be honest with you. When we talked pregame before this, people. And shout out once again. You got any of your questions? Send it to the email address. You can address it to Wes. You can address it to Genus. You can address it to me. You can address it to all three of us. It's No Mam Fantasy Football @gmail.com. Again, it's No Mam, NOMAAM Fantasy Football @gmail.com. We talk a lot of pregame before this and what we're going to talk about, but these guys have a good one. So it's everyone's favorite segment. Even Randy Moss, I think he's coming to our side. I watched him last night. He seemed a little crisper. So I'm thinking he checked out the podcast. I know one guy checked out the podcast, Mr. Carlos Dunlap. Shout out to Carlos Dunlap, by the way, watching the podcast, man. But it's my favorite segment. I'm going to say, guys, are you serious? Like, serious. Are we serious? Let's go. Genus, and I'm just going to throw it to you, man. Do your thing, dog. You and Wes have the same one. I want to see y'all just hammer this one. Go for it, baby.
Yeah. Chicago Bears, are you serious? Coach Nagy, are you serious? You started 5-1. You were 3-1. You started Mitch Trubisky game 5. You end up benching him in the second half for absolutely no reason. You were winning the game. You benched him. You put Foles in, and he's gone 1-4 as a starter. Okay? I mean, he looked pretty terrible last night. 3 fantasy points. Just like 3.4. No touchdowns, so many opportunities. The bad thing is they had a chance to win the game all the way until the last minute of the game. I mean, you had so many opportunities to drive the ball up and down the field. You throw a pick. You can't hit an open receiver. I mean, you got guys open. You're overthrowing them. You're throwing it to the wrong team. I mean, it was just terrible. Chicago's offense is terrible. It's the second worst in the NFL. They scored the second least amount of points per game at 19. Okay? I mean, there's just offensively nothing good about them. That defense is damn good. They played it. They held Dalvin Cook scoreless. They held him under 100 yards rushing. What do you have? 4 catches, 18 yards. I mean, you shut him down. He still put up 15. For anybody else, you're okay, right? You're happy.
Right.
But for Dalvin Cook, you got shut down. And the offense couldn't even – they had to score on special teams again.
Right. Cordell Patterson.
Cordell Patterson run 104 yards. Nobody even runs the ball anymore on kickoff. Right? Almost everybody starts at the 25. And you need that to even stay in the game. I mean, come on, man. Are you serious? One other thing real quick, and then, Wes, I know you want to add to this. In his 5 starts, Nick Foles is averaging 234 passing yards a game. 5 touchdown passes in 5 games. 5 interceptions in 5 games. I mean, the ratio is not good, guys. Ratio is not good.
So, Wes, before you jump into that, let me I mean, how does that happen? Like, why does that happen? I mean, was Mitch lighting it up? No. I mean, I get it. I mean, I get that you paid all this money for a quarterback to bring him in, and you didn't want him to, waste away on the bench. And he, they weren't scoring a lot of points then with Mitch starting, but like you said, they were winning. Now they go on a bye this week. You got to come back with. I mean, did he bruise his ass cheek or something last night?
Yeah, you saw how he fucking folded
they
up
call
last
it the glute. He bruised his glute. No, that motherfucker bruised his ass. I'm sorry. He bruised his ass. So, I mean, you got to come back with, in my opinion, you got to come back with Mitch next week, the week after.
I don't know if he can go back to that.
You can.
Because, like I said, you bench Mitch winning. And so you basically said, hey, Mitch, you did well, but hey, we're going a different direction. And now the new guy you bring in.
No.
Was he hurt?
No, he's not hurt.
Perfectly healthy. He was hurt last week and this week, but
if I remember, I think Foles came in a game that Mitch was doing bad, and he won the game. And that's all Nagy needed to feel comfortable in benching Mitch and bringing in Foles. But I'm like, if you look at it, Mitch Trubisky wasn't playing great, but he was winning games at the end. Like some games, I think I remember the Atlanta game, he had a bad 3 quarters and came back and won the 4th and won the game. But I'm like, okay, he won the game. He didn't look good. He won the game. And that's ultimately, as a fan, as a team, is what you want. Can your quarterback win games? Right. And I feel, okay, that's what Mitch is doing. I always felt that they were all – I think Chicago has a great defense because I'm always a fan of Khalil Mack for my Raider ties and whatever. I still think John Gruden messed up that deal. But I felt that Chicago's got a great defense. They got like a top 2-3 defense, and the offense does it so bad because they can't put points on the board. Like Genius was saying, they got to rely on special teams to get points. Like, I had to think about playing Cordell Patterson because he's listed as a running back, but I knew, okay, Montgomery's out, and Cordell gets the kickoff, the punts.
Right. You
can steal some points there if you're a savvy fantasy player, but if you got the balls to play that player and you're running back,
isn't that 16 points? Isn't that 16 points?
But I agree. Cordell Patterson had a decent game for a running back. So I was like, okay, that's not a bad, thing for me to look at if David Montgomery's going to be out for, the next couple of weeks. Right. But I know G bagged on Nagy, but I'm going to transfer this over to Bill O'Brien because I still don't understand why.
One bad coaching decision to another. Okay.
And my next week is going to be the Jets coach. He just ain't on my brain right now, but probably because they're on a bye. But anyway, Bill O'Brien, I still don't understand why you cut D-Hop if it was over money. It still don't make no sense because he was probably arguably the best player on Houston, second best player, however you want to look at it. Now, Watson doesn't have that number one target. You can talk about Fuller, you can talk about Cooks, they're great for what they do. They can do the 9 route or take something to the house. But if you need somebody to make a catch, like I said, to make a catch when you need a first down or a play to be made, you let that dude go. I don't know what draft capital you gave up that you got from Arizona for that, but
they
it
traded.
doesn't match up when you see D-Hop make a play like he did Sunday night on 3 defenders, and he's been on, and he had the classic interview. Like I said, he was talking in third person on his interview, and I loved it because he was like, yeah, that's the equivalent of being dunked on in football.
Right.
Because that's what happens when game on the line, Hail Mary, and you got 3 of your peoples there, and I still come down with the ball for a touchdown game winner. So Bill O'Brien, like I said, I'm not happy you got fired because we're in this world where, hey, everybody needs a job, but you sucked as a coach and a GM. So I'm glad you're no longer the GM of the Houston Texans.
Yeah, well, and you know what? Real quick, they traded him for, I think, a second-round pick, a third round this year, a second round next year, and David Johnson. And they gave up a 4th round.
That's right. D. Johnson was in that deal.
Yeah,
and here's my thing, because I wanted to say that's the only thing I wanted. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to add to that is that, you know, in his mindset, it was probably, you know, we could get guys in the next draft or 2, and let's get a running game going. But here's the thing. David Johnson is not going to be a running game. He was fragile to begin with when he was in Arizona, and he was a decent runner about 4 years ago. But you're not getting the superstar quality as you're getting with the DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah. And so we talked about that. That made that when that happened, I was honestly dumbfounded. You know, I was like, this makes no damn sense. Well, yeah, no, it's solid, dude. You guys were great. No, you guys. I will say this. To me, honestly, and I'll say this: out of all this is the 10th one we've done. That was my favorite. Are you serious? Right there, what you guys tag teamed on with the Chicago Bears, because it had to be said, and it has to be said because they have talented kids on that team, and what they're going to do is they're going to kill that defense because, like you said, Wes, they're a top. Let's say at minimum, they're a top 5 defense, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to destroy that defense by keeping them on the field as much as you are because your offense is so terrible. And every team is just now with no David Montgomery. Who's their backup running back?
Nall and Cordell Patterson.
So now even more, they're going to attack the box because they're not afraid of your run game, and they're just going to come after you. And neither Mitch Trubisky or Nick Foles are the most agile of quarterbacks to get away from that.
Well, at least Mitch runs.
Mitch can move.
Mitch can move, but Mitch Foles.
Mitch Haber. Not Mitch Haber. We're talking about Mitch Trubisky.
Hey, Wes, school him, man. I used to have some moves back in the day. Back in the day,
man.
Before I was born, man. Yeah. You're talking about when y'all played Pee-wee football and shit when you was like 6. That was a long time ago.
See, it starts already, people. It starts already. Well, I'm going to bring you a little closer because look, again, if I pissed you off by saying this, people, I'm not sorry. I'm just not. Look. Come here. NFL. Again, I'm coming at you, NFL. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? Let me say this. I understand the COVID times, right? Weird time right now. But we're trying slowly to get familiarity back. You know, getting a little bit what they say normalcy back in our lives. And as I'm working today, and I'm watching the TV, you know, and working, kind of doing multitasking as I do, I see the ticker come across saying that the NFL All-Pro game is going to be played on Madden.
All-Pro? What is that? The Pro Bowl?
The Pro Bowl.
Yeah, Pro Bowl, yeah.
The Pro Bowl game is going to be played on Madden. So what you're telling me is my 13-year-old son, shout out to you, Lucas, who has Madden 21 on his Xbox One upstairs right now, could do the same thing that the NFL is going to give us as a filler between the Super Bowl. Are you serious? No. Tell these prima donnas to get their asses to some bubble. Put them in a bubble for a week. Put them in a bubble. Invite everybody. Everyone who's not making it to the Super Bowl, you're in. And whoever can play, plays. And the rest of you clowns that can't play, in the stands. Now, if you want to take the game off, fine. I get it. You don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to do any of that. Whatever. But to play that game, the Pro Bowl, which means nothing. So don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not like the baseball, all-star game where it gives, home field advantage or whatever. I
don't think they do that anymore.
They don't even do that anymore, right? But a meaningless game, but it's fun. It's like, this is what a lot of the fans, we like to see. And then now it's a Madden game.
Are they still doing the skills?
I don't think so. I think they're just canceling the whole thing because of the COVIDs. And I think it's a weak cop out. And you know what? And I've said this for years. When they decided to take it away from Hawaii, right? Because it was expensive for a lot of these guys. A lot of us don't, I can school you guys on the intricacies of what it used to cost per player when you got selected to the Pro Bowl, and you would take your family to Hawaii for that week. These guys are spending like 30, 40, 50, 60 grand for the week because they're bringing the family or their posse or whoever they're bringing. But I always said, for the experience, it should be at the site of where the Super Bowl is. 90% of the time, the Super Bowl is in a nice weather place. You have the week before the Super Bowl. That's when you have your Pro Bowl. You do the fan experience, the whole 9 yards. Lump that into we're the reason you guys make $51 billion, $200 trillion a year and stuff. So why not give it a full experience? You have a fan that could go to the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl and do the NFL experience, or just one of those things, something. But it sickens me when they do this stuff because I get it's the COVID. I honestly do, but not Madden. The Madden stuff is just too much for me. So.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work out though, because I understood because typically the Pro Bowl, whoever wins, and the winners and losers get like $100 grand for the winners and like $50 grand for the losers.
I guess it's out of their contract because all they're doing right. I mean, all they're doing right now is they're picking. So what it was. So I read a little bit more about it. Is they're going to pick the guys. They're going to make the Pro Bowl. So obviously you don't have to back out of the Pro Bowl because you're not playing the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And they'll give it to the programmers at Madden, and they'll put a game together, and
they'll do a simulation. I bet, yeah.
Who gets to play? So and this again. Here's the funny thing, is because it's a Madden game, right? And you guys play Madden or played Madden before. This is a chance now to get the fans involved. Say, hey, we're gonna for every fan that goes to NFL.com and fills out this free entry, it will be a random drawing for you to play the game or one of the games. I mean, get the fans involved somehow, But no, they don't
have a system.
What'd you say?
Not everybody has a PlayStation or an Xbox.
Well, then you don't go to NFL.com and enter your name. You want me to tell you,
They're leaving out all the old people though. That's
exactly, dude.
No, who wants to see my dad play Madden? It's not gonna the big.
You know how many of your dads are playing Madden? There's a lot of people your dad is playing Madden.
Man, I'd like to see my wife versus my son in a Madden game for the Pro Bowl. That'd be nice. I'm talking crazy. But let's get into before we get into the great job, fellas. Shout out to you guys. There may be a No Mammy for that. For the best, Are You Serious, of the year. You guys could be #1 contenders right now. I'm just saying, the tapes will get reviewed. I'm telling you, the tapes will get reviewed. We're going to have that. That means that one night, I'll make this clear. Look, on the podcast, G, just for you, baby. You ready? I'm going to invite you two over one night. I'm going to make you the meal of your choice because, I'm the chef.
What? You're cooking?
I'm going to cook. Listen, I'm saying it on the podcast. I can't take this back. I'm gonna invite both
Everybody's
of y'all
gonna
over.
show up now.
I'm gonna create the menu for you guys. I'm gonna cook it out. I'm just gonna a smorgasbord of food for you guys. And we're gonna sit here and we're gonna watch the podcasts and we're gonna review all the podcasts. We're gonna and we'll create the No Mammies and we'll do the awards.
Cool.
You heard it here first, people.
Long as some
It's
drinks
an
involved, we
exclusive.
good.
Hey, go listen. Go to send an email to the No Man Fantasy Football at gmail.com and tell me what you want me to cook for these two guys. I'll do it. It doesn't matter. I can cook
Mitch,
anything.
we need them vegetables too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we got the veggies, man. Get some
Gotta have the meat. Gotta have the meat on deck.
Gotta get some asparagus in there or something like that. But we're gonna get started now on the yes ma'ams and no ma'ams of the week, and we'll do the same concept as we did last week. We'll have someone go first, and then we'll go over the picks as a whole of the yeses, and then and then we'll get to the no's. We'll do the same thing, but real quick, last week, just to kind of we'll go over the yeses. Genius had Teddy, Two Gloves, Chubb, Fuller, and Hawkinson. Teddy did the best out of the four, so good job, G, on that one.
Teddy and Chubb. Chubb did okay. Chubb did
okay. He had 18 points. Wes, you had 18 from Tua. Your running backs were trash. They gave you 10 points total. Cooper Kupp gave you 10. Cooks gave you 9, and Ebron gave you 5. So I would say if there was a loser of the 1, 2, and 3s, yeah. Hey man, you may want to lower your camera. You're cutting your head off over there, buddy.
I was looking at my list and make sure you was right.
And then I had Locke, Rojo, Landry, and Tanyan. I mean, Tanyan had 6, Landry had 5, Rojo had 24, and Locke gave me 12. So I mean, I was definitely in second place in that. Genius, you already lost the no mams, as you had Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, 22 and 21 respectively. Good call on Jonnu Smith, and with he only had 9, and Henderson had 10.
Yeah, 9 because he had a touchdown too. He don't catch that touchdown.
I was saying, hey,
a 2.
But that's 4 tight ends, man. That's a win.
Wes, you had no man was Lamar Jackson. He gave 26 points. You had Gio Bernard, so a good call. You only had 8. You had Hollywood Brown, 3.4. Great pick right there, Wes. Hunter Henry, 13 points. So, like you said, great.
He caught that garbage touchdown.
Same thing with Jonnu.
But I think I won the no mams, the sit-ems of the week. I had Foles, 3 points. I had Chris Carson. Fruit Loop didn't even suit up. 0 points.
That's a no contest. That's a no. You can't.
That don't count. No contest.
So I don't need it. I can take that one out.
You had to sit because he had to sit down.
I had Randall Cobb with 7 points and Greg Olsen with 5. So
I mean, Greg Olsen, I don't think he's on anybody's roster though. You got to remember that. I guarantee you, he's probably like 10% roster
somewhere.
Hey,
he's on candy somewhere.
He did more than Carson. He suited up. So, so we're gonna Wes. I'm gonna throw the microphone to you. There you go.
That dude's 11% rostered. Go ahead, Wes. Kill it for us, man.
Wes, this is your yes ma'ams of the week. Hold on, I gotta write yours down. Do we got? Let me ask. Wait.
I'll send you a picture of mine.
What's
so
that?
You gotta write them all down. I'll send you a picture of mine. So you don't have to write them.
Wes got A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So I mean, right. I got enough time to write stuff down. All right. So Wes, you're giving me A's and B's again?
Yes, sir.
All right. Give me A quarterback.
My 1A is Tua. I'm going with Tua. I'm feeling lucky. Actually, I kind of need Devontae Parker in another league, so I'm trying to do some reverse mojo going on.
Okay.
So I'm going Tua, and my 1B is going to be my boy Killer Cam. I see how Belichick's going to run them. They're going to do some running. Like, he ain't going to throw a lot. He ain't going to get you 200 passing yards. I don't think Cam is. But he's going to be productive on the ground. And goal line touchdowns.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I like Tua.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Let me finish. My running backs, I'm staying in New England. I'm going with Harris. I know he's a straight line runner. He ain't got no cutting. He just gonna hit the hole and go. So I like Harris. And my 1B, he's my little sleeper, my man Ahmed from Miami. If Breeder's not back, and I saw they cut Howard,
today,
which is a sad story within itself. I'm going with Ahmed because I like the way Tua kind of spreads the ball around to everybody, even pass catching running backs.
Hey, real quick though, it was funny because I watched that Dolphin game was on the red zone all afternoon, and he kept on saying Ahmed.
Yeah.
It's Ahmed, dude. Like
It's
seriously.
Ahmed, yeah.
There's no C anywhere, and even he said after the
trying
game,
too hard.
it's Ahmed. Yeah, really. All right, who's your wide receivers?
Right. My wide receivers start all of them Pittsburgh guys. I think they all got a value. Johnson, he kind of remind me of AB, or the way AB can just kind of get in and out of his breaks. I think Claypool is the goal line guy, and Juju is Mr. Reliable. Like when play breaks down and Ben is just drawing stuff in the dirt, Juju's the one that's open. So I'm starting all my Steelers, and besides, they play Houston. Houston is trash. Their defense is trash. Yeah. Shout out to you, O'Brien, for leaving that mess for somebody else.
Thank you. We were that dumpster fire.
My tight end. Damn, I wish I could do my no man first, but I got to do this yes man, and I'm not comfortable with anybody on yes man tight ends. But if I got to give you a name, is Mo Alley Cox playing this week? He's my guy.
Yes.
But I'm going Eric Ebron, man. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. The tight end position is trash. Like I said, if last week was horrible, Kelsey out, Kittle's out, Waller did squat. If you didn't score a touchdown from the tight end, you did diddly. So the pit of misery to all the tight ends. That's all I got to say.
So you went Ebron? So you're going Steeler heavy in that one. Okay. So we don't even get a B on the tight end.
Not on tight ends, no.
Not on tight ends, just get okay.
The rest of them to the pit of misery. I'm done with them.
Gotcha. All right, G, who you got, buddy?
Well, I got Stafford as my quarterback.
Okay.
Great matchup against the Panthers' 20th rated pass D. 7 pass touchdowns in the last 3 games.
Yeah,
I think he's poised for a big day, man.
And he's not, and your boy's not playing against CMC, so.
Yeah, CMC ain't playing, and they said Bridgewater might not play either.
Yeah.
Damian Harris, same thing as US. Houston has the worst rush D in the league, allowing 167 yards per game.
Ooh.
I think this game is going to be a run game. As you can see last week, what the Browns did to Houston, they played very well for 3 quarters. Houston, run D. The run D played well, and then we broke them down at the end. That last quarter, we just ran the ball right down their throat. The whole drive, every time we got the ball, just run it right down their throat.
They were defeated at that point. Yeah, no, that was a good showing by the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, they're giving up the 3rd most fantasy points to running backs. Harris has rushed for 295 yards in his last 3 games. 100 yards in that span. Top 10 back this week for sure. Starter. Okay. Deontay Johnson. As you said, Wes, I know we talked a little bit beforehand, but, I mean, Jacksonville's giving up the 11 most points to wide receivers. Ranked number 30 in pass D. Johnson is Big Ben's new Antonio Brown. Mm-hmm. Literally. He loves this kid. He loves this kid like he loves AB. He's nifty. He's small. He's fast. He can run the slot. He can run outside. He can go deep. He can go inside routes. He can go outside. He can do it all. He has over 10 targets in 5 of the 6 games that he's played. He played 2 additional games, but he was out in the first quarter of both of those games with a concussion and then his toe or something like that.
Right.
So he missed like week 5 and 6 or 4 and 5. He started those games, but he was out in the first quarter both games. Right. And then he had one bad game a few weeks ago where he had like 3 targets and 1 catch. But I mean, other than that, dude's getting over 10 targets every game. He's money. And then my tight end, Mark Andrews. Tennessee has a 20th ranked pass D. They're allowing 277 yards per game through the air. Lamar has been so one-dimensional that he needs Mark Andrews so bad. So Mark Andrews is going to get the targets. He's going to get a touchdown, which is why he's going to have a good day. around 50 yards, a few catches. He's going to get that touchdown and end up, 13, 15, something like that. I think it'll be great.
Which, to Wes's point, is a great day for a tight end.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. No, great picks. I mean, both you guys, had great.
Well,
great...
let me piggyback, Mitch. You remember the playoffs last year with Tennessee and Baltimore? I think Tennessee kind of laid the blueprint on how to play Baltimore when they played them in the playoffs. You don't think they got something for Edwards in the tight end position this week? Like, I'm just saying.
Oh, I do. I don't like Andrews at all this week. I don't like that Baltimore's offense at all.
But I mean,
somebody's going to catch the ball.
One-dimensional, it's coming. Like know if he's going to throw, it's going to go to Snead or.
Yeah, I think this could be a big Snead or even Hollywood Brown week. I think they're gonna focus on Andrews because, I mean he's a great catching tight end. I mean there's no doubting that the guy's a good tight end. So I think that they're more afraid of him. I don't think I think they'll stop the running game pretty much. I don't think
they're scared of either one, to be honest with you. Tennessee.
I don't think the Titans are scared of them at all.
With them.
Right.
And I think it's going to make Baltimore have to throw the ball, and that's where I think Mark Andrews is going to get catches. But remember, if he gets catches in the first quarter, if he gets it in the fourth quarter,
it doesn't matter, right?
It fantasy purposes, it don't matter, right? As long as you get the catches. But like I said, he hasn't got a touchdown since week 5. I think he gets his first touchdown this week, right. And that's 5, 6. This is the 6th week already since week 5. So,
okay. All right, well, my yes, ma'ams. Start of the week quarterback. I'm staying. I'm going Joe Burrow. I think they're playing Washington. I know Washington has a good defense. I just think Joe Burrow's pissed off. He does not like to have back-to-back bad games. They went into a juggernaut in the Steelers, and I don't think Washington's anything like the Steelers at all. So I think
don't sleep on that D line.
They have the number 1 pass defense in the NFL.
On that D-line.
That's great. It's happened before. There's other teams that it happens before, and so right. I think that Joe. I'm not saying Joe. I'm not going to give you stat numbers, but I'm just telling you he's going to light them up this week. He's going to throw the ball a lot. We got some guys coming back healthy as well. So my running back, I'm going to go with Swift. I think he's showing now that, he's ready to put the old man out to pasture. I'm not saying that Adrian Peterson doesn't have one, big game left in him, where a 30-pointer on the board. But I definitely think Swift is running really well. My wide receiver is I guess you could say he went from the trash house to the penthouse on this podcast, but Justin Jefferson, I mean, I just think the kid runs really good routes. He's and now that there's a little bit of light for Kirk Cousins, maybe it can continue. I mean, they're playing I believe they're playing Dallas this week.
Dude, they can go on a run, Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, this is the week to kind of that statement game again. I could see Thielen having a great game as well. So if I was have a B, I would probably go AB would be Thielen and Jefferson. Shout out to you, Wes. And my tight end, I'm going to go with Hunter Henry. They're playing the Jets. I mean, he better play good, Although the Jets haven't played in bad defense, they're just a terrible team all around.
I'll tell you this: as far as my fear with Burrow is that he does something like what Jared Goff would do: throw 300 yards and not a touchdown, which only gives you about 12 fantasy points in most leagues.
He'll have at least.
Washington does have a good pass defense.
He'll have at least 2. He'll throw at least 2 touchdown passes. Joe's gone up against some good defenses, man.
And Jefferson, you know what I don't like about your wide receiver is that Dallas has the worst pass D. They have the worst pass D and the worst run D. Dalvin Cook is going to run for 200 yards, and he didn't do nothing this week. I don't think Cousins throws the ball more than 17 times. I hope he does. I got Jefferson in one league. I absolutely love it. I just don't see it this week personally. But I said it last week, and look what he did. Right? I didn't think he was gonna throw the ball last week, and look what happened.
I mean, they're gonna throw the ball. I don't think they're gonna. Look, Dallas is trash on the run defense and the pass defense.
Yep.
So it's pick your poison.
Either way, pick your poison. It got to be early if he throws it though, because once they go up,
Yeah.
is Red Rocket going to score? I doubt it. That dude hasn't looked good at all. I'd have left Gilbert in there for that.
Is Andy back starting for sure?
It's looking like it.
Right. Well, I'm going to kick it off then. So just as a reminder, we have Buffalo, the Bears, the Niners, and the Giants on buys this week.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, a good guy who had a good game last week was Slayton too for the Giants in their win.
The Giants may win the division, dude.
No, that's crazy.
I know.
Danny Dimes. But
They win it at 6-10. That's going to be ugly.
My no mans, the guys that I would not start, no chance in hell. Just because I don't like the matchups this week, and some I just don't even like the people. The quarterback, I'm going Joe Flacco. He's just terrible.
Is he even starting this week? I think.
Yeah, I think he's starting for the.
Darnold ain't back yet.
Yeah,
I thought they said Darnold was coming.
I don't know. They said that his ribs are still jacked up a little bit.
Darnold's packing his stuff up, so he know they're going. Your boy.
They're going Trevor Lawrence. They're going for the son. You know the
Darnold's packing
dude.
up.
At running back, I'm going Jay Robertson for the Jaguars. I don't like his matchup this week.
Wow.
They're playing.
He's a top 10 running back.
They're playing the Steelers, dude. They're playing the Steelers, man.
He's still getting volume. He's still going to get volume.
Who's playing the Steelers?
They're Jaguars.
James Robinson?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's still getting volume, dude. You got to consider that volume.
Steelers, though, is just shutting people down.
Yeah, dude.
I know, but you got to think volume, and he's going to get the goal line work. That's all you need.
If they get to the goal line.
If they get to the goal line. You talk about like it's a guarantee they get to the goal line, dude.
Dude, you telling me that no team is going to get to the goal line on the Steelers? Like, they're going to get one shot at the goal line. They're not going to do a freaking Tom Brady.
So automatically,
don't get there much. A lot of Jacksonville's touchdowns are deeper, 20 yards.
Man, you're
yards.
crazy, dude.
Dude,
you're just arguing because it's my pick. Look, I gave you props on your pick. Just sit there and mind your business, all right? This Mitch bashing has got to stop at some point because
ain't even Bengals related.
This could be a one-man show if it needs to be, you know. The Pittsburgh defense is for real.
He's got to put on the other hat, so he's putting on the other hat. He's debating with you early, I guess.
Listen,
I know, right?
Listen, the Steelers are good, and the Jaguars are trash. You're talking like the Jaguars are a good team, Wes.
Oh, you know
like
what?
I'm saying they can get the ball down to the red zone. And
my brother-in-law Irv just gave me $100 to bet on Jacksonville through my bookie. So he bet $100 is plus 350 straight up. He didn't even take the 10 points. He said, "I think they're going to switch straight up."
Hey, Genus, tell the podcast this gentleman Irv who we're talking about. Tell him who he picked in the draft. Come on, tell everybody.
Arrington Evans in the 3rd round.
He took not Mike Evans, not even J.J. Evans from Good Times.
He never got to play for him either. He benched it. But you know what? I'll tell you this. He got 3 wins, bro. He got 3 wins.
That's incredible.
He beat the #1 guy. Well, no, he beat me when I was 5-1 in that league. Okay. And I was projected to win by 50. And I lost. Straight up.
Okay. Listen, I'm going to my wide receiver. I'm going with Valdez-Scantling this week. I like Indy's defense, to be honest with you. I do think it's going to be a shootout. But I do think he's going to go back to – I'm hoping he's going to go back to Tanya, and I have no choice but to play him in the league, although I doubt he'll probably get more than 5 points. But this will be the Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams show. I promise you that. And then my tight end, I'm going Ebron. He hasn't done anything.
Whoa. Somebody's right. Somebody's wrong. We're going to see who it is, just like the other week when he picked Zeke and I did it.
So, listen, these picks are a matter of opinion. We all have them.
That's true. And
just because he's a hater, and you're a hater too, but Jesus, I'll let you go next, man.
I pull out facts, though, okay? I pull out facts of my reasons. And I'm only giving my opinion also. That's all I'm doing. Okay, Mitch? So
who is your quarterback, sir, so I can write this down in the book?
Deshaun Watson. bench his ass this week. No man. He's coming off a game that he didn't fare so well because of the bad weather. Obviously, in Cleveland, we started that game. There was a weather delay to start the game.
Right.
And then there was, 40-mile-per-hour winds or so, rain and all of that good stuff. So he's going to face the Pats D, which gives up the 6th fewest points to quarterbacks. Okay? I believe this game's going to be close. I don't think he finishes even a top 12 quarterback this week. I'm not going to say stats, but I don't think he finishes as a top 12 QB at least. And that top 12 is starting, right? You've only got 12 teams in the league more than likely. So that's why I say sit him.
Who's running back?
My running back, Ronald Jones. Rams are giving up the 8th fewest points to the running back position, along with the 2nd fewest points per game at 19.5. Wow. They got the 5th best rush D in the NFL. I think this is going to be a grinded out game where they'll use Fournette more.
I was about to say, can I use Fournette if I got to bench Ronald Jones?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think he's going to do better this week because it's going to be one of those type of games where they need that big back in there. The little back ain't doing that.
I don't know, but he's in Bruce Marion's doghouse right now, man.
Yeah, you know why?
So apparently after, I want to say it was the 3rd quarter, maybe in the beginning of the 4th quarter, and Brady threw him a pass. He was wide open and he dropped it. And Arians took him out of the game because he looked frustrated. And that's what I love about Arians. He'll take you out of the game just to kind of let you reset yourself. And he made a comment towards him, and Arians just gave him a look. So I'm just saying, Arians likes to put those guys in timeout. He does that to Rojo all the time. So anyway,
we'll see.
I'm sorry. Great pick, though. I want to congratulate you on a nice pick.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
This guy
criticize my pick. Now you want to?
No, I said it was a good pick. The drunk guy at the bottom, he said he wants to say it was a bad pick. But go.
A.J. Brown. Baltimore's giving up the 5th fewest fantasy points to wide receivers. They've allowed only 4 scores all season to the position. I think Humphrey's going to be all over him. Personally, this game, I just don't see a good game. I see, and if you look at his fantasy numbers, it's every other week he's popping off. One week he does good, one week he doesn't do so well. One week he does good, one week he doesn't do so well.
I think he's due for a good week.
This is the week he's supposed to, but I'm gonna say the opposite. Trends change, and this time it's gonna change, baby. Sit him. And then tight end, I'm going Robert Tonyan. Robert Tonyan, you got
nice.
Colts have the number 2 pass D in the league, along with giving up the 3rd fewest points to tight ends. Remember, they've only given up 1 touchdown all year to tight ends. That was last week to Jonnu, I believe. Okay? 1 touchdown to tight ends to Jonnu. Look for him to have maybe 2-3 catches tops, 25 yards or so.
Wes, I didn't pick him, Wes. I said he wasn't. I was not going that route. So shut your face. All right. Well, that's it. I'm not gonna go to Wes's No Mam's pick.
He's gonna win next week then.
Who's your No Mam's? Let's see these band of misfits.
All right.
And you get one per.
Dang it. All right. I'm going my No Mam sit of the week. TB12. That's right. I said it. Damn it, Tom Brady. You suck. Yeah, I'm still salty from the Tuck rule. I ain't never forgot. It's been 20 years, but I ain't forgot. Tom Brady would not score no more than 20 points this week.
You got a bad attitude.
No, ma'am. Quarterback of the week. My running back.
Hold on a second. Wait a second. No, I don't want to move on. Listen, I don't want to move on. I want to ask Gina, really, get on him about that pick. They're playing the fucking Texans. The Texans suck. You're going to tell me that they're not.
They're playing the Rams.
They're playing the Rams.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong game. All right, hold on.
Look at that last week game, I think.
You're like, keep on going. Go to your next game.
Interrupted him for that, bitch.
Thank you. Anyway, my no man running back, get on him, G. My no man running back for the week is Denver running back. Don't play Gordon. Don't play the other dude. Don't play none of them. I don't even know that
because he's light-skinned and you don't know his name?
Right? Hey, that was
I ain't bring it up.
Right? You don't like light-skinned dudes, right? All right. His name is His name is Philip Lindsay.
I know Lindsay. I just couldn't get his name off the top of my tongue. I'm doing a little pregame. But anyway, my receivers, I'm doubling down on Hollywood Brown. I'm trying to use some reverse mojo because I got him in a couple of leagues. I'm like, dude, you ain't give me no more than 10 points in the last 7 weeks. I need something. So right now, you're on my No Mammy start of the week, and I think this is a decent matchup.
So every week, can I just put his name down there for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And my tight end is Noah Fant because you have not been fantastic this year.
Fantastic for sure.
Hold on, I gotta give you a reaction to that one.
There you go. Yeah, get that in there. You're not fantastic.
Look, boo. Look at the little thing up in the corner. Boo. Boo.
That's
no. Honestly, honestly, those are good picks. I mean, the Brady pick over the Rams. I mean, I could see it. Although you picked Harris, so you think that game? So let me ask you guys this because you agree with him, G. I assume you agree with him on the Brady sit him, but you both have Harris. So you think that they're gonna run? I don't see how they're gonna run all over him. The Rams have a good run.
You're in New England. You're talking.
You thinking New England, Brady? Dude, I'm talking Brady, Tampa Bay.
Brady versus the Buccaneers versus the Rams.
Who's Harris?
Oh, Harris. I'm sorry. You both got Rojo. I'm sorry. No, you said I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. You said Fournette. You said Fournette is a good for. Yeah. I don't see it.
I said Ronald Jones bench.
Right, but he said, can I play Fournette? And you said yes.
It's a bigger back.
It depends on what you got at the end of the day.
No, but okay. I get.
If Fournette is the best thing you got, if you look at some people's
roster, his question to you was, if you're gonna sit Rojo, do I play? Is Fournette a good play? And I say no. And I don't see how you could. You talked about how great their defense is. How could you say that Fournette, who has done nothing all season,
Fournette is going to have more carries and more yards than Ronald Jones this week? How about that?
I think they're both going to be trash.
I look at it this way.
I wouldn't say start any of them.
That's what I'm saying.
This is going to be more of a tougher matchup, more of a big boys matchup for Tampa Bay. So I think they're going to use tougher guys. And I see Fournette more of a tougher guy. I see Rojo as, I know, even though he's kind of big, but as more of a skills guy. Because, like I said, outside of that 99-yard touchdown he ran last week, I don't think he did that great.
But he ran for a 98-yard touchdown. So that is great.
I see. Like I said, you can't take that away. But I'm like, he's not going to run for 99 yards next week.
Who they play?
They played was it Panthers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they played the Panthers.
Yeah. I agree. Nowhere near as good as defense as they're going to see this week against the Rams. That's why I say if Fantasy World, if you do not have to play a Tampa Bay running back, don't.
At least not this week. I agree with that.
Another reason I would say if you have to play Fournette is because Brady will get inside the 5. And then that's where they can use somebody like Fournette to score that touchdown versus a Ronald Jones who's a smaller back. So, it's all a matter of opinion.
So Ramsey versus Evans all day. Who's the wide receiver that's going to go off for Tampa?
But it might not be him on Ramsey all day because Godwin gets more targets. Antonio Brown gets more targets. Evans just gets that red zone he gets looked in the red zone a lot. That's why he puts up numbers. And he hasn't even put up much numbers lately. Last week he did good, but other than that, he hasn't.
Well,
let's pick your poison with them. But it's all about how Brady plays. That at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, how Brady plays. You see when he lost a few weeks ago, what did Arians say? Mike Evans was open all over the field. He didn't get no targets. So this week he threw in the ball so he could please Arians.
Right.
And Antonio Brown still had 13. He had 7 catches or 6 catches for 60, 70 yards or something. So, everybody's getting somewhat numbers. Godwin suffered a bit.
And not that I'm trying to be nice to, the mean guy at the bottom, but to me, the game I'm looking forward to upcoming this week, and I think it's going to have a lot of fantasy points all around, is that Chiefs Raiders game. You know, the Raiders beat them the first time. I think the Raiders can beat them again. But
Hey.
I think it's going to be a very high scoring game.
I'm gonna put it like this: my lock of the week, the Kansas City Chiefs. Bet on it. If you're a gambler, bet on it. Raiders don't have a chance this week, buddy. At home, they don't have a chance.
Come on, man. You got to give us a shot, man.
I'm
We
telling
don't
you,
give
there's
y'all
no
the
They beat them at
Mahomes ain't allowing that twice, man.
Kansas City.
Mahomes, no, they're in the. It doesn't matter. This is a whole new week. This is a whole new week. The way the NFL has been, it don't matter. But I'm telling you right now, lock it in. Bet on it if you're a gambler. The Chiefs are going to beat the Raiders. No question. I'm telling you, not even close. The Chiefs are going to beat the Raiders. Lock it in. Money line, pick it.
All right, hey Wes, he just created a brand new segment that we're gonna do every week right now on the spot, punk. What's your lock of the week? NFL game that's coming up. Lock of the week. Let's go. You got 3 seconds.
Oh shit! Hey, I wasn't even thinking about that.
I know you are. That's why I said off the cuff. Let's go. Lock of the week.
Shit, I don't even know who's playing who next week.
Do you
Whoever
have
the
a
Steelers are playing. My lock of the week, whoever the Steelers are playing.
The Jaguars, which you just talked about after you guys argued.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
But
Steelers.
listen, we don't gave the world the formula how to beat the Chiefs, run the ball. And they haven't gotten better at that since we beat them. So I know you feel the way you feel.
Like 400.
I know you feel the way you feel, but I'm just saying we just ran all day on Denver, and I don't think that Kansas City's D-line is all that they can stop us.
No, they're not. But when they load the box and put the ball in Carr's hands, I don't think he's gonna do what he did last game either.
They did last game. We threw it over the top with runs.
It's not.
All right,
Aguilar.
You ladies argue. I'm going Titans is my lock of the week.
And you know what? I got the Titans too as a beat the Ravens. Titans over the Ravens. And I actually got one more bold prediction too.
Well, we'll do the bold. Hold on. So we'll do the bold predictions at the end. Don't jump ahead of yourself. Let's get into the namesake. Let's just get it going as we do every week. You know, shout out to Genius, is the only person who won on the podcast this week. Moved up from an impressive 7th to 3rd.
From out of the playoffs to number 3, baby.
To number 3.
Thanks to number 3, 4, 5, and 6 losing. I'm glad all y'all lost.
Yeah, so it was a bad week. It was a bad week for me. I got trampled again. You know, my team is just falling apart, man. It's not looking good.
Mitch, you almost got lapped, Mitch. You put up 65. That was terrible.
It was bad.
I get 2 minutes to talk about this shit.
I'm not going to run away from it. Oh, so when Kelly puts up 63, we don't want to talk about it.
I knew. That's why I brought it up. Because I want
we ain't talking about it. I can easily mute your ass, so don't worry about it. We ain't talking about my pathetic 63 that I put up. You know.
Damn.
But we can't talk about that I play your punk ass this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so you can forget about doing a fuck. You're lucky. You know what? This is genius, man. You try to take advantage of me, and knowing my brain is somewhere else because I've had some home improvement stuff having to go on, and I've been a little stressed out here lately. You tried to offer me a trade this morning. I don't trade with people I play in the same week. Come on, man. That's a come on, man. If anything. That's a wait. That's a. Are you serious? Hold on. Are you serious, dude?
Hey. I mean.
But wait, I'm gonna give you your props. I'm gonna give you your chance. You played West last week and you gave him an L, but I'm gonna talk about my L first. You know, because I'm a man of humility. Doesn't matter. I don't care. It is what it is. Shout out to my man Marshall, who's in contention for guest host, of the year, and No Mammy. He beat me 113 to 65. My team didn't show up. It is what it is. You take a beating every once in a while. You know, it humbles you. You know what I'm saying? So I got nothing but love and respect. My dad, who's been scoring 150 points every week, has been killing people. He got smacked 137.
I mean, the Avers. Hold on, time out, Mitch. Just real quick.
No,
The
no.
Avers
We
just
ain't gonna,
sucked this week.
we ain't gonna shit on the Avers, man. We ain't gonna
No,
do that.
what I'm saying is I
Listen,
just
we ain't gonna
noticed
do
it.
that. I ain't coming to your house and crapping on Garcia's.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
I
we
just
ain't
noticed
gonna
this.
do
Wes,
that this
you look,
week.
Wes. You look and tell me what you think. 65, 79, 73 from the Avers.
They had a bad week.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say. It happens.
It was a bad. I had a bad week in Mother League, Mitch. Don't worry. I put up like 80.
It happens.
Yeah, you don't see me calling in, hey, Garcia suck. I'm like, you know, let's get on. We just had a bad week, you piece of crap. And then we go to Butch, who had a really good week, 133 to 120 over Devin.
Thanks to Justin Jefferson.
That was a good comeback week for him, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know, Carlos put a beating on Lee, 150 to 73. Kelly beat the crap out of Kenny, put Kenny into last place, 125 to 91. And then, hey, you guys could have your 2 minutes of glory.
No, go ahead. You won it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have nothing really. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know, we had a good. I mean, compared to everybody else's weeks, pretty much, we probably had
the
second best game. I'm talking about like just overall, like the game wise, because there was a lot of blowouts. So I mean, we had like the second, third, maybe the second closest game out of everybody, besides Big Chips and Kenny. So I mean, it was a good game, and I just pulled it out at the end there. Luckily, I didn't have to use Allen Robinson, you know, and need Allen Robinson to give me 20 or something, because then I might have lost. He didn't do much yesterday, but I mean, you know, all my guys stepped up a little bit. Swift played very well for me. As you mentioned earlier, I think he's ready to take over that role, Mitch. And I drafted him, in like the 6th or 7th round. I thought he would be good a little bit sooner, but you know, it is what it is.
You know, it was a running back by committee. You know, they were talking Kerryon Johnson. They got AP, you know, and then Swift, and he was the new guy. But no, he's running the ball really well. So you know.
Yeah, my thing with Kerryon, and that's why I never trusted him from the beginning, is because he's been in like 4 or 5 years now, and he's never done anything.
Right.
He was injured his first few years, and then like every time he's gotten that opportunity to be that one, he never took advantage of that opportunity to me.
I get it. I mean, you know,
I mean, AP's like 85 years old, so I mean, I'm glad he's still playing and he's healthy, he's playing decent, but he is like 85 years old in football years.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, you guys had a great game. It was a great balanced attack. You know, you guys had your flexes were both of the Eagles wide receivers. I mean, Rigo got him by 7 points. You had Fulgham, he had Rager. So you know, good game.
First, that was his first game back or second?
Rieger?
I think his first game back.
Yeah. Game back.
He played pretty good.
Well, congratulations, Genus, to you in the current standings. Well, you know, we got Big Lou in first place at 9-1. He's having a good season, good regular season. We'll see what happens in the playoffs. Carlos.
9 straight, though, man. You got to give a shout out to that. 9
Absolutely.
straight.
I mean, he's killing it, dude. You know, so, I mean.
Who beat him in the first week?
Who was that? Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, somebody beat him because that's the only time he lost was week 1.
It was week 1, right?
Yeah, because it says win streak, win 9, W9.
That's great. I mean, that's – let's see who he played.
Lee.
Who was it?
Lee.
My brother, the boy, yeah. He beat him 142 to 128.
That was a good win for him.
Yeah.
But that means they play each other again in the next week or two.
Probably the last week of the season, yeah. But yeah, so going back to the standings, we got Big Lou in first place. We got Carlos in second place. Gina's, great job, third place. Then you got the cluster again at 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all 5 and 5. You got 2 at 4 and 6. You got me at 3 and 7 at 10th place, and Kelly in 11th, and Kelly and Kenny tied at 3 and 7 for 11th and 12th. But again, I could win the next 3 games in a row, and hopefully some guys will drop off a little bit, and I could jump up too. So it's a great league. It's a great great competition. But
and one thing I just noticed, Mitch,
what's that?
Is that there's only 13 weeks. So I'm like, all my other leagues we changed it to 14.
Oh, did you?
Because,
okay.
Yeah, because there's only one seed now that gets the bye week, so everybody's playing week 17. Like before, once those top 2 seeds get in and ain't no more playoff standings moving, everybody gets benched week 17. Well, it's not going to be like that moving forward anymore because there's only one. So like right now, for example, the Packers, and who else is 7-2 and 6-3? There's a lot of teams, so they all got to play to secure that 1 seed.
Right.
The only one that may not have to is the freaking Chargers. I mean, the Steelers, the way they're playing. They're
Right.
but.
Yeah, I mean, it's this is going to be interesting. It's going to come down to the wire for the last 4 spots.
Yes.
Because we go top 6 in the league to make the playoffs. Obviously, Lewis and Carlos. Yeah, they're in. I mean, they're done. So
8 wins are good.
You got 4 through 12 that are fighting for the last 4 spots. So, moving forward, like I said, this week we got me versus Genus. We got Big Stu versus Marshall. We got Big Chips versus Lewis. We got my brother versus that's cool. It's Big Butch versus Big Lee. Shout out to the Shore Haven boys. You got Kelly playing Carlos, and you got Wes versus Shoal Train. So, Wes, you gotta, you should be able to take care of Kenny pretty easy.
Don't say that.
It don't never happen like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be this game like me and Mitch that one of us would blow the other one out. It's supposed to win by 1, but it'll end up one of us losing by 30. Watch. Hopefully,
it's an even game between you and I right now.
Yeah.
With any chances of moving anything around, but I'm probably set in my lineup. I don't know. I don't have any. I mean, I may throw Tanyan in there just.
we need. Hey, this is the only week that me and me and Wes really, and probably you too, Mitch, is going for Lou, because Big Chips is 5-5. We don't want.
I did right at this. At this
exactly.
point,
you can't catch them. So you want the people in your club
just win. Just win. You're good. We don't care.
Right.
As long as I'm not playing you, we're good.
Kelly, I love you to death, brother, but I hope you get your face smashed in, by Carlos. And yeah, Devin, we family, but hey, peace out. Get your ass kicked, dude. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because it's like I want my dad to beat Marshall because that helps me out because he's right above me. Yeah, I mean, I kind of want Kenny to beat Wes. I want Kenny to beat Wes because that drops Wes down a little bit. And if I could somehow beat you, I mean, that just puts me in a better light. So
Mitch,
we'll see what happens.
Whatever lineup you did last week, just do the same damn thing, dude. Don't even let it be close, bro. Don't even let it be close. Whatever you do. I know this is the week. This is the week that you play up. Well, you need to be playing at your level, okay? At 3-7. That's the Mitch I need to see this week. Not that Mitch that's playing up because he's playing Pat Mahomes. Not that Mitch, okay? I don't need those Raiders that came out a few weeks ago, okay? I don't need that kind of game.
I'll see what I can do for you, buddy. I'll put a call into management and see what they got for me, man. But all right, well, we get on that wonderful note, we can go ahead and do our bold predictions and then get the hell out of here for the week. I'll start with you, G. You said you had a bold prediction all lined up for us. So, what's your bold prediction for the week?
Kyler Murray and Russ Wilson on Thursday night combined for 7 touchdowns.
Ooh,
7 touchdowns. Write that down.
I got 4 of them.
Write that down. 7 TDs combined. I don't care if they throw it or if they run them themselves. They gonna get 7 touchdowns combined. Ooh.
Yeah. That was it, Wes, you're the bold prediction guy, buddy. So you write that down.
I got it.
Go ahead, man. Bold prediction. Let's see what we got here. You know what? Since I said I thought it was going to be the game of the week, and I'm looking forward to that game the most. It's a primetime game on Sunday. My bold prediction is this.
No. I'm going, my bold prediction, you know I'm going with it, Mitch, because Genius don't put me heated when he said that we ain't got no shot. So you know where I'm going bold position.
Go for it.
I'm going to interrupt. My bold prediction is my Raiders are going to win Sunday night. We're going to run it all down them Kansas City Chiefs. That's my bold prediction.
We should bet a bottle on that game. We should bet a bottle on that game.
I'm already into my bottle right now.
What? Can you give me a score there, old great one?
We gonna win. We gonna run it. We gonna 31-24. Raiders.
Okay.
Raiders.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, I guess so, man. So I got to pick another game.
That
All right,
Hennessy is good, boy. That Hennessy. You see where he at with the bottle, guys.
I know.
Guys, time out. Y'all see where he at with the bottle. So he making his prediction. You know, the truth comes out when you.
And he's been drinking beers too. So
Oh,
you know.
yeah. No, he's feeling real good, guys. I don't think his team will be on Monday, though.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the Jets Chargers game.
No, we don't say it. No,
I'm gonna go. Justin Herbert is gonna throw for 4 touchdowns and over 400 yards.
Wow.
Yeah.
300 would have been nice. 400 is a stretch. I think they're going to be up so much he don't need to throw.
I think they're going to be up, but I think that he's going to throw the ball. And I'll pull a page out of Raider Nation's book over there. That Dallas game, Red Rifle's going to come back from having the COVIDs. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be the highest scoring game of the week. That's my bold prediction.
Oh wow.
Dallas Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it. I don't want to.
It could be, honestly.
I mean,
I like that one, Mitch.
I mean, one of my bold predictions was I don't want to jinx it, but I just want to, this is going to be a bounce back week from a man Burrow. But I think the sleeper of the week for me is going to be T. Higgins. He's going to have at least 8 catches.
I don't think he's a sleeper no more.
No, but numbers wise, I mean, he's going to put out anywhere between 25 and 35 points this week.
He's been playing really well.
T. Higgins.
I like him. He's been playing really well.
I like the future. I'm looking for the future.
I love him and Boyd together, man. Him and Boyd play very well off each other.
Hold on, Mitch. Before you go, can I get some Mixon love? What Mixon gonna do this week?
I don't think he's gonna play. I think they're gonna shut him down.
They said he's not. They said he might not.
Yeah, no. He has. I think personally, I was reading a little bit about it today. It's not like Liz Frank because it's not underneath the arch of his foot. It's on the top of his foot. It's like it's the bone that connects the ankle and the foot. It's been real sore and he can't put any pressure on it. He was limited today, in practice. He was doing light workouts, but if he can't get it together, I mean, I think Gio could have a pretty decent game against Washington. I like Perrine. I don't know why they don't use him as much as they should. But no, the Bengals I'm trying to will it into the atmosphere. I really hope the Bengals look at Kyle Pitts from the University of Florida for drafting a tight end this year. Because Drew Sample, it's just a waste of talent. I mean,
he's just up and down. He's just up and down.
Yeah, he was so good in college. He's a big kid. But I want that, ex-power forward.
Remember now, though, he's getting hit by men now. He's not kids no more, not 20-year-olds. Now he's getting hit by grown men.
But you know what?
Myles Garrett? Did you see Myles Garrett chase down Watson the other day?
Yeah,
I mean, come on, dude. How many freaking you would never see that in the 90s. Let's be honest. Those guys were not the way they are built today.
No, you're 100% right. I will say this, though. I want to give a shout out to Joe Burrow because he took the high road. There was a cheap-ass shot by Bud Dupree at the end of the game. And when they asked him about it, he goes, no, it was just a regular hit. Whatever it is, what it is. I'll move on. Shout out to Joe Burrow for not being a biatch. A lot of these other guys,
the dude that hates Halloween, that's scared of ghosts and stuff. You giving him a shout out?
I remember a certain somebody on this screen that didn't want to go to the haunted house that was on the block where I used to live.
I went with Luke. Me and Luke went in there.
He was like, listen, man, I'm black and I don't watch scary movies. We see what happened to you white folks.
The black guy always dies first. The black guy dies first.
Exactly.
Well,
I seen the movies.
I hope you guys had a good time. I had a great time as always. Love my peoples. Love the trio. Like I said, the most dangerous men in podcasts right now in America, baby. Watch out. We're coming for you. Week 10 in the books. No, ma'am. We'll see you guys next week. G, good luck this week. Although you're playing me. Look, put it this way. If it can't be me, I'm glad it's you. As long as it's not this one down here.
Cool, man. Hey, good luck to you, man. Good luck to you also, Wes, on your game.
All right,
All
fellas.
right. I'll see y'all next week.
Peace.